And welcome to Locker Room OT online at wearegreenbay.com. We are pleased here to be joined tonight by Green Bay Preble head coach Dustin Gresson and his quarterback Jack Dessert. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Did I get that Dessert right? Yeah. Because now it looks like Greason.
Right.
But it's Gresson.
It's Gresson, correct.
The hard S.
Yep.
Look, you guys are off to one of the best starts in a very long time over at Preble. 4-0 on the season. Coach, first off, it's your first year as the head guy. What did you want to do to put your stamp on the program?
Well, it's more so about the kids and the guys on the team. So came in and got them together as a squad and said to the seniors, we have a really good senior group this year, and said, it's your team. What do you guys want to do for goals? And with them, me being there for the last 4 years as a defensive coordinator, they kind of knew how I worked.
Right.
And my expectations from a defensive standpoint, and transfer that over to the program. So they kind of knew that I have high expectations of how we need to perform.
Well, on offense, it almost always starts with the quarterback. I know there's the linemen up front that got a block for him, and the running backs and the wide receivers. But what was it about this guy next to you, Jack, that you said, all right, it's your team, young fella?
That's exactly it. He's a leader. The kids look up to him and follow him, not only in the off season that he was in the weight room, but the other team members follow him. And when he's on the field, he makes the right decisions and does the right things on and off the field. Most importantly, especially for the values of our program that we put in place. So from that capability and the guys that support him, it was easy decision. And his performance as well from the quarterback standpoint has been what we needed, and from what we brought in from an offensive standpoint has been good so far.
Well, none of the games have been easy, but you are 4-0. Jack, how fun has it been to get off to this great start the way you have? I mean, one more win and you're playoff eligible, and it's only in week 5.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. I know that the guys have been having a good time, winning games, even though they're close. A win's a win. We've been trying to get through each week. Just trying to go 1-0 each week, doing our 111th on the field.
Well, I know in that De Pere game last Friday night, you guys were down 14-10, and it was a defensive slugfest. I don't think I've ever seen a change of events where you go for it on 4th and goal at the 1, you get stuffed at the 1-yard line, they get a penalty, and they can't even move the ball back because it's already at the 1-inch line. They fumble at the 1-yard line, and then you punch one in to take the lead and basically hang on from there. I mean, it was a wild defensive struggle.
Yeah, and that's been, our defenses faced this year. They've been had to face adversity a lot, and they've succeeded. So we're young on the defensive side of the ball, so to be able to do that was outstanding. And offensively, once they started clicking later in the game and not having as many mental mistakes and doing their assignments, as you could tell on the last drive there, we moved the ball when it mattered to be able to get the yardage and waste a lot of clock.
Yeah. Well, the pro guys, they don't talk about revenge per se as much. But look, I was in high school. You were in high school. Revenge is sweet every now and then. And Southwest has had your number. Week 3, you guys put up 21 points. I know their quarterback got knocked out of the game, but that's part of the game. How sweet was that victory after not having any of them for your group as seniors?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Like my senior class, we played with them when we were younger. Like we had the same football team, I guess. So we knew a lot of those guys, and it was fun to go head to head and get the win.
Well, that's part of the deal too. When Green Bay, you got the Alloway area, you got the Preble kids and Southwest, and some of them go over there. They all know each other growing up. And you went to St. Norbert, right? I mean, look, it's a close-knit community. Everybody kind of knows everybody, especially in sports.
Correct. Yeah, so been able to come out and I know they didn't have their quarterback, but as we look at it, you still got to do what you got to do every week, and the guys know that our goal is 1-0 that week.
Yep.
And whatever we got to do to achieve 1-0 is no matter who's on the field, if it's their stars out or their stars in or who it is, we still got to execute.
Well, and adversity-wise, Jack, I mean, you went on the road down to Manitowoc, and they opened up their brand-new big field, and they got the turf. Yeah. You guys are the only ones that don't have it yet.
We're working on that.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But so they were pumped up, and you could tell they wanted that one too. But that was a big road win, and it was early in the season. Any of those games before Labor Day, you don't know what people are going to be like. Yeah. You just don't know, do you?
No, it's every week you got to prepare for the best team you're going to play. Like, they're going to be their best, you're going to be your best. You got to go head to head. and hopefully you can get the 1-0 for the week, and no matter who's playing, you got to show up.
Yeah, and Ashwaubenon, you start the season with a tough, gritty 10-7 victory over those guys. Basically add it all up. Right now, 4-0. You've got Friday night against Sheboygan South. They are only 1-3 on the season. Their victory was against their rivals from Sheboygan North. Not going to say you have a couple of weeks to take off because you can't overlook anybody, but you got a little lull in the schedule here before you really got to crank it up with the 3 FRCC big boys in Notre Dame, Pulaski, and Bayport.
Yep. Yeah, so the next 2 weeks, we just got to take care of our business. Like you said, if we win this week, we're playoff eligible. That's one of our goals as a program, to make sure that we make the playoffs, I believe, for the 8th straight year that would be if we do that. So that's one of our goals as a team. Then the next week, we have to take care of Sheboygan again on homecoming. So I know the guys will have a lot of fun with that. And then, yeah, we go against Notre Dame, Pulaski, and Bayport. But I know from the past and how we've always done, we've always prepared really well for Notre Dame and Pulaski and Bayport as well. So we're just going to continue to take it week by week, grind our wins out, even if they got to be. This group of guys on the team, they've been in close battles. If you look around the conference, not many guys have.
Right.
So depending on how Pulaski and Bayport ends up this week,
Right.
We have an edge from that because we've experienced very close games and know how to come out with the victory.
Yeah, 3 teams 4-0. Who do you guys got this week? Bayport or Pulaski? Or you don't make predictions because you don't want to make somebody mad.
We'll just say no predictions at this point.
It'll be a good game between those two.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to lose, and we'll find out down the
Absolutely.
road. All right. Like you said, 7 straight playoff appearances. You got 1 victory in that stretch for Preble. Win a couple games, have a home game in the postseason, and maybe roll from there. Hey, look, Kimberly lost this year.
Yep.
It's anybody's to win in Division I and all the way down, right?
Correct. Again, there's been teams from around the state, Division I and all divisions, that might not be the best team predicted in the front of the season, but the group of guys come together and battle throughout the season and make a playoff run, and then end up coming home with the state championship.
Yep.
So I know from the seniors in the program, after talking with us coaches and from our program standpoint, we're on the hunt for a state championship.
Yep, defense wins them too.
Yep.
That's not just a cliche, and you guys played darn good defense, that's for sure.
Yep.
Quarterback Jack Dessert of Green Bay Preble, head coach of the Hornets, Dustin Gresson, appreciate you stopping by. That'll do it for this edition of Locker Room OT. We'll see you next week.